taking those 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys, and hey man, here's the deal. We got to do it this way, and it's been really good, man. One, you got to get the guys to buy in, that they can trust you and believe in what you're trying to teach them, and that's what I'm having to do with the guys that I have, and it's been really, they've been receptive of it, and they understand my charge and what I want. They understand the goals that we're trying to accomplish, and that we're not going to talk about Cleveland and Austin. We've moved on. We got a new chapter in our life, and I don't want you to be a Cleveland or Austin Bryant. I want you to be the best version of Logan Rudolph, Justin Foster, all those guys. I want you to be yourself, man, and not put pressure on yourself. You don't need to do that. At the end of the day, football is football, all right? And we got a job to do, and we're going to do that. We're going to execute. We're going to play at a high level, and that's the charge going into this fall.
Big luxury for you last year, being able to get the pressure on the quarterback with just 4 linemen.
Say that again now?
It was a big luxury last year, being able to get such good pressure on the quarterback with just four passers rushing the passer. You feel like you still have the guys who will be able to do that this season?
Oh yeah. We still have the guys that can rush the quarterback, and we're going to continue to hone in on our skills, get guys to buy into what they can and can't do, and that's our job as coaches. And we're going to do that. We got the guys that can definitely get to the quarterback.
The offensive line is the quarterback's best friend. I guess the secondary might be the defensive end's best friend.
Yeah.
How much does it help to have those guys be able to cover and give those guys time to get to the quarterback?
Well, it's always good to have the secondary guys. Obviously our job is to get the ball, hopefully get the ball out quick, and knowing that that quarterback, because of the secondary they have, he's going to sit there and hold the ball. Well, that gives us the opportunity to get to the quarterback. So it's always good to have a good secondary.
Is the one sort of certainty with those guys, like a hunger, just given that they had to sit behind Cleveland and Austin maybe for a year longer than they anticipated?
You said it best. I think that's if I'm that guy, and knowing that, hey, here's my opportunity, and I share that with my players because I was in that same situation as a player at Alabama. My mindset has always been, if you give me an opportunity, I'm not even going to look back. It's going to be my job. And I've shared with the guys that it's your job to lose. You know what I'm saying? So have that mentality that, hey, here's my opportunity. I've waited for this chance to go out in the field and prove myself. But don't mess that opportunity up. And so, to answer your question, they are hungry and they're excited about this chance. And I'm excited for them just to see them play.
What specifically does Xavier Thomas need to do? What was one of your biggest objectives for him between the spring and camp?
Well, just obviously the stuff that he does on the football field is really it's easy. He can rush the quarterback, his speed, explosiveness, all those things. But I do think he needs to continue developing the run game, continue to be a leader on and off the field. Don't get caught up in all the hype. Just focus in on things he can control and the things he can't, man. Don't even worry about it. So just being locked in. That's what I need from him. And don't feel the pressures to try to be a Cleveland Farrell or to try to be Austin Bryant. Just be the best version of yourself.
With the run game, is that just more fundamental?
Fundamentals, that's all. Just get technically and fundamentally sound in all that we're asking him to do. That's what he does.
Justin Haskell taking that next step to being maybe a regular contributor, what does he need to do from now to August, or the end of August, to kind of get there?
Well, just continue to get in the weight room, which he's done that. Continue to watch film study, just understanding. I think the more you understand the concepts of the things we're trying to do, it allows you to play faster. And so, there are times where he thinks too much, and you kind of hesitate, and you don't play free. And so, I just want him to be able to understand that if you know what to do, you're going to play, and you're going to react quicker. And that's the thing that he needs to continue to work on.
Do you know what he's weighing right now?
He's anywhere between 260 and 265. That's kind of the weight I want him to come in at.
Our defensive ends coming, from high school and college, are they coming and you're having to teach them fundamentals of the defending the run, or is it stuff they already know and you just need to college level? Have you noticed any difference?
Well, I think for the most part, high school coach. I was a high school coach for about 10 years, and so coaches are doing a great job of teaching the fundamentals. You know, there are still technique things that we need to work on, but for the most part, these guys they have a good working knowledge of what we're trying to do. So it makes it easy when we bring them in and trying to teach them our way and the fundamentals of what we want from a defensive standpoint.
How much has KJ sort of redefined his body and shaped it and gotten thicker since the fall?
Yeah, I don't know. He might have put on, I don't know the number, but you can look at KJ and you can see his body type has changed a lot. And I'm sure KJ is 260, you know, his chest has gotten bigger, butt has gotten bigger. Just his work ethic, just the body of things he does in the weight room, how he's moving weights around and things like that has definitely gotten better. And that's what I wanted to see, just to see, you know, like yesterday, I think he might have benched over 330, I think, and that's huge for him. And I was impressed with that number, and I was in there to see it. I think it's about 330. I might be wrong with that, but I was impressed with the number when I saw it.
Were you kind of blown away that he voluntarily last season said red shirt and do power hour? That's not something that's typical of a.
I think that's the kind of kid he is. I think he understood what was ahead. He understood what he needed to do as a player, that he wasn't quite ready yet. And it felt like, hey man, I need to get better. I need to get stronger. I'm not physically there yet. And he made the decision for us. And obviously we wanted to keep him, but it made it easier for us. And I get an extra year with KJ Henry, you know, and I'm excited about that.
Were you as surprised as Dabo seemed to be that he came and said, hey, I got to get in the weight room, I'm good, if you can redshirt me, let's do this?
Yeah, I think he once he shared that with Coach Sweeney, and then Coach Sweeney kind of let me know what was going on, and that made it my conversation with him a lot easier. But at the end of the day, we want what's best for him, and we were going to do the best thing that we felt from a team perspective, and we were able to do that. And KJ, like I said, he made that decision easy for us.
Is it fair to say Justin Foster is one of the more underrated or less talked about guys just on the whole team?
It's definitely fair. And I think about Justin. I think about the body of work he's been able to do. Coming in as a linebacker, really he was a linebacker in high school, and to get here to put his hand in the dirt and to do the things that we've asked him to do, he's been really, really good. And then, I think about Logan Rudolph. He's another guy that was a linebacker that has moved to defensive end. That both of those guys can play both sides. They can play right and left, and has truly developed and has come in and done a great job. And, they've learned a lot from Austin and Cleveland, and they're ready to step up and be contributors and have an opportunity to start for our defense. And I'm excited to see this fall how all will shake out.
Are your defensive end positions interchangeable, or is there a distinct difference between, say, strong side end, weak side end, field boundary?
Well, my guy, no, they can play right and left. So, and that's kind of how that's how we wanted as coaches, and that's how, even as a player myself, that's how I was, man, being able to play both right and left. And like I said earlier, never want to handicap ourselves where one guy can only play the right side or one guy can only play left. So we definitely want to be interchangeable.
In offensive line, it's kind of harder for guys to win one side than the other. Do you have that trouble with defense? You're having to learn how to do things in reverse, or is it not as difficult?
It's not as difficult but my job is to evaluate and see who can do what. And then if you got a freshman that comes in that all he can do is just play one side, all right, I don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on that kid. Like, hey, just learn this position right now, and we're fine with that. But the other guys, it's my job to kind of understand how they learn and what they can and can't do, and then once that happens, then I'm gonna move them around and see, okay, who can do what, and try to make the best decision. Like Foster, we moved him from right. He played right side last year. I moved him to left this spring. Logan played left last year, and I moved him right to the right defensive end this spring. And so, just really, the goal was to really get the guys to be able to play both sides and be very interchangeable.
Xavier, I'm sorry if you missed this, but was a challenge for him this summer. You guys want to see?
Just get bigger, to get stronger, work on his technique, learn how to study film, watch more film, correct the mistakes that we made in the spring from a technical standpoint, and that's what we got to do.
Did you see what you wanted to from him in that aspect?
In the spring.